Hello children, hope you are all doing good. So in the previous class we have completed lesson 2. Is it children? So this is lesson 3, okay? A new lesson, lesson 3, that is force and friction. Okay? So children, have you heard about this word force and friction? Simply force means valimai, okay? If you are going to do any work, okay, you need to apply some force. Okay, if you are just going to move, if you are moving a stool, if you are moving a desk, okay, there you are applying some force, okay, to do that. Okay children, and then friction means uraivu. Okay, this friction will be in the tires of all the vehicles. Okay, and then in the shoes and slippers you are wearing also having friction. Okay children, okay, if you are wearing a frictionless slippers or shoes means simply you can skate. Okay, friction irukradnal da you can walk properly, or else if you are walking in the tiles means maybe you can slip, you may slip. Okay, so because of friction only we can stand properly, we can walk properly. Okay children, so you may have understand about this word friction. Okay, I hope so. Okay, so before entering in this lesson we need to learn about the two terms, rest and motion. Okay, that is called rest and motion. So have you heard about this word rest and motion? Rest you all may know, is it? So if you are simply sitting, if your mother asks means, what will you say? I am taking rest, don't disturb me. Likewise you will say, is it? So rest means simply if there is no movement means we can say it as rest. Okay children, and then what is meant by motion? Simply if there is any movement. Okay, if a bird is flying means we can say it is in motion. If a table, if you are just moving a table means we can say it is in motion. Okay, so that is this rest and motion. These two are the relative terms. Okay children, so see this picture children. What you can see? You can see a tree, is it? So can you say it, is it in motion or rest? This tree is at rest, is it? Tree is at rest. Okay, and see this, what you can see here, you can see a table and also a book. A book is on the table, is it? So is this book is at rest or in motion? So a book on a table is at rest, is it? Simply there is no movement, so we are calling it as rest. Okay, and see children, what we can say by seeing this, is this in motion or at rest? The car and the passenger is moving, is it children? So what we can say, a traveling car and its passenger are in motion. Okay, a traveling car and its passengers are in motion. Okay children, simply assume, okay, if there is another passenger in that car, okay, we can see a lady who is driving the car, but just assume, okay, இன்னொருத்தங்களும் அந்த கார்ல இருக்காங்க. இப்போ நம்ம டிரைவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கவங்க கிட்ட கேக்குறோம். Okay, we are asking the lady who is driving that is the co-passenger is at rest or in motion. What she will say? Simply she will say as she is at rest, is it? டிரைவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கவங்க பார்க்கும்போது அவங்களுக்கு என்ன தோணும்? அவங்க சிம்பிளா ரெஸ்ட் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க, is it children? So what we can say, a person in a traveling car with respect to his co-passenger is at rest. Okay, drive பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கவங்க co-passenger பார்க்கும்போது எப்படி இருக்கும்? Simply she is at rest, is it children? So but okay, two of them are traveling in a car and one girl is standing outside and watching the moving car. If we are asking that girl, okay, வெளிய நிக்கிற அந்த பொண்ணுட்ட நம்ம கேக்குறோம். Okay, அந்த கார்ல இருக்கிறவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க அப்படினு. Simply they are at rest or in motion. If we ask like that means what she will say? The girl standing outside. Okay, we are asking the girl who is standing outside. The co-passenger who is in that car is at rest or at motion. What she will say? She's in motion. Is it children? She will say like that. Is it? வெளிய இருந்து பார்க்கறவங்களுக்கு கார்ல யார் எத்தனை பேர் இருந்தாலும் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாலும் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? Simply they are in motion because they are traveling in a moving car. So simply they will say as they are in motion. Is it children? So it is just according to some other's perspective. Okay children. So a traveling car and its passengers, what we said, they are in motion. Okay, but a person in a traveling car with respect to his co-passenger is at rest. Okay children, so we have learnt about the rest and motion, is it? So we know these two terms are the relative terms, is it? This rest and motion are the relative terms. But how does it relate to the force? We are learning the lesson force and friction, is it? So how does it relate to the force and friction? Let us learn. Okay, so I'm asking a question. Okay, how does a non-living object start moving, change its direction of motion, or comes to rest? If we are saying an example as a table, okay, a table is a non-living object, is it? How does it move? எப்போ அது மூவ் ஆகும்? எப்படி அது மூவ் ஆகும்? If you are saying the non-living object as a ball, okay, how does it start move? How does it change its direction? How can it come to rest? Simply, if you are having a ball, if you just kick a ball, what will happen? It will start move, is it children? So for that what we need? ரெஸ்ட்ல இருக்கிற அந்த பாலை மூவ் பண்ண வைக்கிறதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்? என்ன பண்ணோம்? We simply applied a kick, is it? That is, we can say we have applied a force. Okay, so to make a non-living object move and change its direction and make it to come to rest, we need to apply some force. Okay children, so in this class we are going to learn about the introduction. Okay, I'm going to give a small introduction about the force and we'll check the previous day's homework, okay, last lesson's book activity, and then we'll complete the class. Okay, we'll finish this class. Okay children, so what we have learnt about this force? To make the non-living object, okay, to make the object which is at rest to move, okay, restல இருக்க எந்த objective move பண்ண வைக்கிறதுக்கு what we need? We need to apply some force. Okay children, so children, what is meant by force? A force is a push or pull, a squeeze or a stretch that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay children, so simply a non-living thing, a ball, okay, we are taking a ball. If we applied a push force means it will move, is it? And then pull force, okay, if you just applied a push or pull, a squeeze or a stretch. Okay, if that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion. Okay, okay, if just if a ball is moving, okay, already you have kicked it. If it is moving and if you are just going to stop, okay, if you are going to change it into rest, okay, we need to apply some force. Okay, so by applying some push force or pull force or squeezing force or stretching force, okay, if that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay, children, can you all understand? So what is meant by force? What is called force? A push or a pull, a squeeze or a stretch that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay, so can you repeat it along with me? A push or a pull, a squeeze or a stretch, okay, that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay, children, so let us learn about some examples of this push force, pull force, squeeze force and stretch force. Okay, children, these all are the a type of force. Okay, if you are just if you are in need of moving a table, means maybe you can push it or pull it. Okay, and then okay, if you want to get the juice, okay, if you want to get the lemon juice or orange juice, means what you will say, what you will do, you'll apply some force. That is a squeeze force. Is it pulling? That is called squeeze. Okay, and then stretch. If you are in need of using a rubber band, okay, if you are in need of using a rubber band, what you will do? You will stretch it. Is it? So for doing any work, okay, for doing any work, we need to apply some type of force. Okay, any type of force which you apply on any object, okay, that is basically a push force or a pull force, a squeeze force or a stretch force. Okay, children, so let us see some examples for push, pull, squeeze and stretch. Okay, children, so what is meant by force? What is called as force? A push or pull, a squeeze or a stretch that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay, children, so let us learn some examples. Okay, so the examples of force. Okay, so what we can see here, a mother is pushing a pram. Is it? A mother is pushing a baby pram. Is it? So what is meant by this push force? Simply a force which tends to move an object away from the body that is applying force is a push. Okay, children, simply what she is doing, she is just pushing away. Is it? She is just applying a force. It just tends to move an object, move that baby's pram away from the body. Is it, children? So it is called a push force. Okay, children, so here this mother is pushing the baby pram. Okay, she is just exerting some push force. Okay, she is just applying a force that is called pushing. Okay, so that is called a push force. So what is meant by push? A force which tends to move an object away from the body that is applying force is a push. Okay, children, so a force which tends to move an object away from a body, okay, away from the body that is applying force is a push force. Okay, children, so can you all understand? Push means simply a force tends to move an object away from the body, that is called a push force. Okay, here also this mother is pushing the baby's pram, okay, away from her body. Is it, children? So this is a push force which she is applying. Okay, children, so in the next example of pushes, so here also a man is pushing. See, a man is pushing. Okay, a man is trying to push a car to move. Okay, if a car is not moving, means what we will do? We will simply push it to make it move. The children. So here also this man is pushing the car to move. So what is meant by push, children? A force which tends to move an object away from the body. Okay, away from the body. Okay, that is called push. Okay. So see, here is also a man is trying to push the car to move. Okay. So these are the examples of push force. Okay. So what are all the examples we have seen about the push force? A lady, okay, a mother pushing the baby pram, and then a man pushing the car to move. And the next example is, so see here, it is an animation video. Okay, what that animation doll is doing, it is trying to okay, it's simply trying to push. Okay, it is trying to open the door by pushing it. Okay, children. So it is also a push force. Okay, simply what is meant by push? A force which tends to move an object away from the body, that is applying force, that is called push. Okay, children. So a force which tends to move an object away from the body, okay, that is applying force, is called a push force. Okay, children. And then, so see here, what is happening here? A pull force is applied here. So children, to open the door, it is applying a pull force. Okay, so what does mean by pull, children? If the object is moving towards the body, okay, if the object is moving towards the body, that is applying force, that is called pull. Okay, children. So if an object is moving towards, okay, what is happening? That person, that animation doll is trying to open, okay, pull, okay, it is just moving along with that door's knock, is it, children? So it is also a pull force. Okay, so what does it mean by pull? If the object is moving towards the body, okay, if the object is moving towards the body, that is applying force, it is called pull force. Okay, children. So see here, what you can see here, a man is pulling rickshaw, is it? A man is trying to pull a rickshaw cart, is it, children? So it is also a pull force, is it? So he is applying his force to pull that rickshaw. So it is also the example of pull force. Okay, children. So can you all understand about push and pull? So what does it mean by push? A force which tends to move an object away from the body, that is applying force, is a push. Okay. So what does it mean by pull? If the object is moving towards the body, that is applying force, it is a pull. So what are all the examples we have seen about the pull force? Pull force, a man pulling rickshaw, and then using the pull force to open the door. Okay, and also we can apply the pull force. We can say the pull force, see the pull force in horse pulling a cart. Okay, and also a bullock cart. In the case of bullock cart or horse cart, what we can say? In that case, the horse is pulling that cart, is it, children? So there also a pull force is applied. Okay, children. So these are all the examples of push and pull. Okay. So we have seen the examples of push and pull, is it? So and the next is stretch. Okay. Stretch is also a force, is it, children? So what you can see here? You can see a stretched string, is it? Simply holding the two hands inside that string and stretch. A person is stretching it, is it, children? So neetranga, appadidane. So that is called stretch. Okay, இழுக்கிறது, நீட்டுறது, that is called stretch. Okay, children, so it is also a force. Okay, here also we are applying a force to stretch it, so children. So a stretch is also a force. Okay, and then the next example is, so what we can say, what we can see here, we can see our stretched rubber band, is it, children? So simply we are stretching a rubber band. Okay, we'll play with the rubber band, is it? Stretch it and play, is it? So here also a rubber band is stretched. Okay, there is also an example of a stretched force. Okay, so what are all the examples of stretch? A stretched string, stretched spring, and the stretched rubber band. Okay, children, so these are all the examples of stretch force. Okay, children, and then skews. Okay, skews means, what is meant by skews? Simply இப்படி அமுக்குறது, அப்படிதானே? Ball, rubber ball, you will play the rubber ball, is it? So here also you can see a squeezed ball. Okay, squeeze. And also if you are in need of lemon juice or orange juice means, what you will do? Simply you will squeeze it, is it? So that is called a squeeze. Okay, here you can see a squeezed ball, is it? It is also a force. Okay, squeezing is also a force. Okay, children, and then the next example is, so you will while brushing, you will take paste, is it? Colgate or anything, is it? What you will do? Simply you will squeeze it, and then only the paste will come out of the tube, is it, children? So that is also a squeeze force. Okay, children, so what we have learned, a push or a pull, a squeeze or a stretch that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called a force, is it? So to change the to make it move, okay, to change the direction or to make the object move, what we should do? We need to push it or pull it or squeeze it or stretch it. Okay, so these are all the force, okay, that can capable of change the state of rest or motion, that is called force. Okay, children, so we have a definition for force. Okay, நம்ம என்ன சொன்னோம்? Push, pull, stretch, squeeze. இந்த நாலு ஏதோ ஒன்று பண்ணாதான் ரெஸ்ட்ல இருக்க பாடியை மோஷனுக்கு, இல்லைனா மோஷனில் இருக்கிறத ரெஸ்ட்டுக்கு சேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியும்னு சொன்னோம், அப்படி தானே? தட் இஸ் கால் ஃபோர்ஸ்ன்னு சொன்னோம். அண்ட் வி ஹாவ் அ டெஃபினிஷன். Force is defined as an external cause. Okay, what does it mean by this external cause? A push, pull, squeeze or a stretch. Okay, these are the external cause. Okay, so simply we have defined in a single word an external cause. Okay, children, so a force is defined as an external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion or state of strain of a body, that is called force. Okay, children, so a force is defined as an external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion or state of strain of a body. Okay, that is called force. Okay, children, so can you all understood? So what are all the external cause we have learned? A push, pull, stretch or a strain. Okay, these are all the external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion or state of strain of a body. Okay, children, can you all understood? So what are all the external cause we have learned in force? A push, a pull, a squeeze or a stretch. Okay, these are all the external cause which tends to change the state of rest or motion. Okay, children, so define force. A force is defined as an external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion or state of strain of a body. Okay, children, can you all understood? So what we have learned in this class? We have simply learnt about force, is it? So what is meant by force? Simply, if we want to change, if we want to start moving a non-living object or change the direction, okay, or if we want to stop it, okay, if we want to make it to come to rest, okay, we need force. Okay, children, so what is meant by force? Okay, simply a push or a pull, a squeeze or a stretch, okay, that is capable of changing the state of rest or motion of a body is called force. Okay, we have learned many examples for push, pull, stretch and strain. Is it, children? So say an example of push. Mother pulling a baby pram, mother pushing a baby pram. Is it? That is the example of push force. And then pull, horse pulling a cart. That is the example of pulling. Okay, pull force. And then stretch, stretching the rubber band. That is the example of stretch force. And squeeze. What is the example of squeeze force? Squeezing an orange to make juice. Okay, that is the example of squeeze force. Okay, so these are all the external cause. Okay, we have learned. So children, so can you define force, children? So force is defined as an external cause which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion or state of strain of a body. Okay, children, can you all understand? So it has checked previous day's homework. Okay, that is the previous lessons book activity. Okay, children. So take page number 34. So children, have you all taken page number 34? So choose the correct option. Okay, first one, at the national level, the name of the laboratory which ensures that measurement standard conforms to international standards is National Physical Laboratory. Okay, children, option B. Option B. Okay, children, and then second one, which of the following activities do not require an exact measurement? See, Olympic race for 400 meter. It requires an exact measurement. The children, and then option B, your mother cooking at home. And then option C, firing of a rocket in a space center. It requires an accurate measurement. The children, and then option D, performing an experiment in a chemistry lab. It also requires an accurate measurement. The children, so option B is the only do not require an exact measurement. Okay, children. So option B, your mother cooking at home, is the correct answer. Okay. So and then third one, a pulse rate of a normal adult. Okay, pulse rate of a normal adult is 60 to 100 per minute. Okay, children, 60 to 100 per minute. So first one option B, second one option B, and third one option A. Okay, children. And then fourth one. So the fourth one, the ages of 5 children playing together in a playground are 12 years, 10 years, 9 years, 13 years and 11 years. Okay. So we need to find the average of the group and the range of their ages. Okay, children. So 5 children are playing in the playground. Okay, with various ages. That is 12 years, 10 years, 9 years, 13 years and 11 years. Okay. We need to find the average age and the range. Okay, children. So how will you find the average? Have taught you, is it, children? So what is the formula to find average? Sum of all values by number of values. Is it, children? Sum of all values upon number of values. Is it? Sum of all values means we need to add all the ages. Okay, children. 12 plus 10. Yeah, just take your physics note. Okay, in the back side you can write it. Okay, children. So 12 plus 10 plus 9 plus 13 plus 11. Okay, children, we need to add all the ages. Okay, 12 plus 10 plus 9 plus 13 plus 11. So how many ages are there? What we said, sum of all values. That sum of all values means we need to add all the values. That is 12 plus 10 plus 9 plus 13 plus 11. Is it? And then number of values? Number of values is 5. Is it, children? So we need to divide it by 5. So if we add all these 5 values means what will you get? 12 plus 10 plus 9 plus 13 plus 11. What will you get while adding all these 5 ages? We will get 55. Is it, children? So 55 divided by 5. 55 divided by 5. Okay, try it in your note. What will you get? 11 years, the children. So the average of these 5 children is 11 years. Okay, children. And also we need to find the range. Is it? How will you find the range? We need to subtract. The bigger age minus the smaller age. Okay, children. So which is the highest age here? 12, 10, 9, 13 and 11. Which is the highest age here? 13 is the highest age. Is it, children? So 13 minus 9. Okay, 13 minus 9. Okay, subtract it and say the answer. 13 minus 9. So we will get 4, the children. So the average age of group of children is 11 years and range of their ages is 4 years. Okay, children. So the answer is option C. Okay, and then fifth one. On a laboratory thermometer shown the boiling point of water, the freezing point of water and the human body temperature in order or dash. Okay, what is the answer? Boiling point is 100, is it? So is it? And then freezing point is 0, is it? So X. And human body temperature 32, is it? So is it XY? So option C is the correct answer. Okay, children. So first one B, second one B, third one A, fourth one C and fifth one C. Okay, children. So if your answers are wrong means correct it. Okay, children. And then take page number 35. Fill in the blanks. First one, the 3 physical quantities are dash, dash and dash. Mass, length and time. Okay. And then second one, length equal to 1 by 1000 part of meter is dash 1 millimeter. Okay. And then third one, 1 kilometer is dash millimeter 10 power 6. Okay. And then fourth one, dash units are got combining and dash units by multiplication or division. Okay. Derived units, fundamental units. Okay, children. DERIVED, derived. Fundamental, FUNDAMENTAL, fundamental. Okay, children. And then fifth one, laboratory thermometer uses dash as a thermometric liquid, mercury. Okay. And then sixth one, dash is a device that would measure time most accurately. Atomic clock. Okay, children. Atomic clock is a device that would measure time most accurately. Okay, children, check your answers. If you are wrong, correct it. Okay. And then match. Okay, have checked your answers. All of your answers are correct. So simply check it. Okay. Area hectare, volume cubic meter, time second, mass quintal and temperature Kelvin. Okay. 23154. Okay, children. And then today's homework is write 10 examples of force. Okay, we have learned some examples of force, the children. And then you need to mention it as push, pull, stretch and strain. Okay, stretch and squeeze. Okay, you need to mention it. Okay, adu enna type, push, pull, stretch, squeeze அப்படினா அதை mention பண்ணணும். Okay, children. You need to write the 10 examples of force. ஏதாவது 10. Okay. That means squeezing lemon, that is squeeze force. Okay, likewise you need to write 10 examples of force and mention it as stretch, squeeze, push and pull. Okay, that is your homework. Okay, children. So thank you.